Hey everyone, it's Heather from Book Wild. I know I look like a hot mess. I just got out of the shower. I'm getting ready to go to bed. I'm sweating profusely even though I just got out of the shower. It's like 90 degrees here. We don't have air conditioning, so bear with me. I decided, spur of the moment, that I wanted to do a 24-hour readathon, no sleeping, where I finish an entire, I'm literally sitting for my NEWTS subject, so I finish the entire subject. My astronomy NEWTS, which I need an E in that. For that, I have the Starless Sea, which is the prettiest cover. I mean, I cannot get over how pretty this cover is, for my A level, and then Ready Player One for my E level. And Chantel adores Ready Player One, and she really wants me to read it. She thinks I will like it, but won't have strong feelings about it. And she adored it, over the moon, loved it. So I'm interested to see how I will feel about this. But it's just interesting. I love doing this with Chantel, and I love that we are reading some of the same books, because I love when our thoughts overlap about a book, but I also love when we have completely different views about something. I'm going to set my alarm to wake up at 8 a.m. Tomorrow is Tuesday, August 4th. So I'm gonna go from 8 a.m. August 4th to 8 a.m. August 5th. I'm so excited. If this goes well, I think I might try to do this for each of my subjects, because still unemployed, still have a lot of time on my hands. So I will see you in the morning. Goodbye. Good morning. Happy NEWTS Day. Okay, it's really loud outside. I slept in an hour later than I was supposed to, so it is 9 o'clock. So I'm gonna go from 9 a.m. to 9 a.m. I have an audiobook, and so I can get ready and food prep and stuff while I'm listening to the Starless Sea. So I'm gonna get my butt out of bed, put some clothes on, make a lot of coffee, and start reading. I don't really know anything about the Starless Sea yet, other than it's about a book, bees, doorways, and Chantel didn't like it. Okay, it is time to get up. So it is about noon. I have been listening on audiobook. I got the audiobook from the library. I've been listening to it as I got ready and ate breakfast and cleaned up a little bit, and now I'm gonna sit down and actually physically read. I've read about 75 pages so far, and so far I have not been bored. I've been listening for almost 3 hours and I haven't been bored. It's about a man named Zach. Also, sorry, I know it's loud with the cars. Again, I'm gonna apologize every video, but there's nothing I can do about it. So Zach finds a book in his school library that tells his story, and from there he's going on kind of a quest to figure out who wrote this, why am I in this book, and also a little bit about his life. And he is a video game person. I didn't realize, because Ready Player One is also about video games, so I'm gonna be having a very video game centric day, I guess. So that's all happening. He's trying to figure this out, and then we're also getting the story of the Starless Sea, which is a bookish secret society, is kind of what I'm getting, and I'm assuming that he is going to become a part of it. I don't know. So far, I like it. Not bored. Not on the edge of my seat either. I'm enjoying it. I think it's a little too early to tell. It is such a cloudy, perfect, gloomy reading day, and I think it's supposed to rain later, and I really hope it does, but I'm debating if I should go go for a walk before it rains. So I just got back from taking a little walk. I went and picked up the 3rd and 4th saga volumes, as you saw my cat's enjoying. I'm only like 200 pages in. I think it's because I've been listening a lot to the audiobook while I've been doing other stuff today. And audio, I read faster than the audiobook. So I think I'm going to take a step back from the audiobook and focus more on the physical book. It's like 3 right now, and I'm going to try to ration my caffeine intake for the day so that I'm not like caffeinatedly overloaded before 10 and then I have another 12 hours. This is a really long time. 24 hours is a really long time to do one thing, but I'm doing it. I'm gonna do it. I have faith and determination, I think. So right now in the book, we are still following Zach. He is still on his quest to figure out the story of this book, and he's been pulled into this like underground society-ish that we're sort of getting an explanation about, but there's 2 warring societies, sort of, but we don't know who's who or what's what, and there's a lot of talk about bees and owls, and I think they're on separate sides, but I'm not sure. Still figuring it out. There's a lot of women in power, which I like. It does remind me of The Shadow of the Wind in a lot of ways, not really because of the writing or anything, but because of the there's this like hidden literal underground world that is like a maze of books. Oh, there's Jolene. Come here. And I love spooky book society stuff, so that part I am definitely really liking. There's not much that I'm not liking. There's also not much that I'm loving. I'm gonna set my alarm for 1 hour, and I'm gonna sit here with Jolene and read from the book straight for an hour, and then I'm gonna let myself have another cup of coffee or something like that. So see you later. So I'm like 300 pages in now, roughly, and it's still kind of the same. Like, Zach's still on this quest, and he's getting clues, but we aren't really figuring things out. And he's got a crush on a man, which is cute. I'm just like, I'm not confused by what's happening, but it's like, what's happening? I was getting kind of tired of reading, but now that it's getting like misty and spooky, it's like perfect reading weather, so it's like recharging my desire to read. Hopefully something happens, something more interesting. Not that this isn't interesting, it is interesting. I'm still not bored, and I've been reading this all day, but I'm also not super invested. So I just feel like I've been in a weird like obsessive fog all day or something. Okay, so I have been wanting something to happen in this book for a very long time. And sorry, the camera's kind of shaky. And something did just happen, something really big and catastrophic. The way that the characters reacted to it was so anticlimactic and so like, ah, shucks, that's shitty. I'm confused by their reactions, or at least Zach's reaction. I'm starting to like this book less now, I think. And I'm about 3/4 of the way finished. Some of the storylines are starting to come together, and that's cool, but like, I don't know, there's still a lot. I mean, I still have 1/4 of the book left, so there's still a lot to go, but like, the honey being everywhere because of the bees, but like, what do the bees mean? And like, I get the swords and I get the keys, but I don't get the bees. Maybe I will find out about the bees. And the Starless Sea, I'm still confused about. So I think earlier I said I wasn't confused. No, I am. I'm confused. So I'm confused again, still. If anyone likes this book, you will probably like the Dark Tower series by Stephen King. It's a story within a story, but not really. It's like people living as the story and being weaved into the story, and like there's something that's manipulating the story, and you're aware of being in the story, but you can and you can't change the narrative. And it's very similar to the Dark Tower series. And I didn't like it then, and I don't like it now. I loved the Dark Tower series, the first few books, and then Stephen King started writing himself into the books, and I hated it. I love books about books. I do not like when characters are part of the narrative and you're like self-aware that you're part of the narrative, and I don't know how to explain it articulately, but I kind of figured this was where this was going. This might be a spoiler, so spoiler alert. I don't think it is. I mean, you can kind of, you get that idea throughout the whole book. It's like, then I just don't care. If you can just change your own narrative, I just don't care. And like, the way that, like, there's a character in this book who is described as fate, and there's a character who's described as time, but fate is coming back in different forms, and that doesn't make sense to me. And like, fate dies sometimes, but like not when they should at other times. And it's like, how is this being decided, and like, by who is this being decided? If you're the narrative structure, why are you choosing to die at all, kind of? And I don't know, it's just, I don't like it as much anymore. It is 9 o'clock. I am halfway through. It is 9 p.m. so I am 12 hours through the readathon. I'm actually feeling like really good, really awake, very sweaty, but we all expected that. I am gonna treat myself with a little halfway shower, and I still have like 50 pages left. My favorite part about the book so far is the relationship between Kat and Madame Rowland. That's her name? Madame Love Rowland's favorite part. Super cute. I cannot believe it's taken me 12 hours. 12 plus hours to finish this book. I'm ready to be done. Okay? Guess what? I finished The Starless Sea. I finished it. It is 10:45. I didn't like it. I did not like it. I am frustrated by reading that book. Like, I feel like there was supposed to be, I don't know, maybe if I hadn't read the Dark Tower series, I would have liked it more. But it truly felt like a combination of The Shadow of the Wind and The Dark Tower. I didn't actively dislike reading it until the last fifth of the book. And then I was like, okay. I just feel like it should have either been like a shorter book with less fluffy action that wasn't, like, we spent so much time with Zachary finding out clues and all of these things, and then the ending just like, yeah, it was like working up towards it, but it was like not super interesting as I feel like it should have been, so because it dragged on for so long. But if it had been like a series and we had more time with like each of the clues or each of the different steps along his journey, and like really understood what was going on, and because I'm kind of in like a what? Whereas, you know, at the end of the Dark Tower series, I understood everything that was happening. Like, even if I liked or I didn't like it, like, you spend so much time understanding why things are the way that they are. And so when the ending happens, it feels so rewarding and you understand it. And in this, I felt like it tried to do the same thing and just didn't work for me. Chantel and I agree. Not for us. The Starless Sea is not for us. Ooh. And now it's 11 o'clock at night and I have to start a new book. So I do not have an audiobook for this. So this will be sitting and reading. It is, let's see, it's like 370-ish pages. The Starless Sea was $4.94. So hopefully it doesn't take me as long. But I think this took me so long because audiobooks are so much slower for me than actually reading. So maybe I'll go through Ready Player One a lot faster. I'm excited that this book is second though, because Chantel, and from what I've heard, this is like a very fast-paced book, so I don't think I'll really have a problem. Well, I'm sure I will have a problem staying up to read it, but I think this will be better than, oh god, the first word I saw was key. I'm so sick of reading about keys. If I have to read about bees. Also, like, the bee thing still did not make sense. Like, I don't understand the bees. I don't. And like them in the dollhouse and the way they talked, I was like, you're literally pulling from the Dark Tower, and it's just, they're bees. Why are they here? I don't understand. Oh, and I am so excited because I am going to, whenever the sun starts rising, I'm going to go walk down to the water and read with the sunrise. I am very excited about that. And I think that'll be like motivation to keep me reading throughout the night. I'm going to try to like stand up as much as I can. Y'all, I just did not like that book. Okay, I have to shake it off. Ready Player One. Here we go. So I forgot to say what this is about. Ash says hi. so far, all I know is that there's a boy named Wade who has to play a video game. There's a billionaire video game creator who has left all of his money to somebody who can find an Easter egg in a video game. And I'm assuming Wade is going to try to do that. Wait, is this a climate change book? Ash hates climate change. It makes her really sad. I'm like 75 pages in, and so far I'm really liking it. I like when books are info dumpy in a way that doesn't feel info dumpy. Like if we're in a fantasy world or somewhere where we need to learn a lot of information and it's done in a way that is interesting, like this does that. Ready Player One does that so well. The only thing so far that I don't really like is that the whole world that Wade is like idolizing is all white dudes. Like he lists a list of the authors and TV shows and movies and music that he is consuming because the billionaire dude consumed it, and it's all white dudes. So that is my so far one issue. I'm not super tired. It's like 1:30. I spent a lot of time talking to Chantel around like midnight, which is not a great idea for either of us because she has to get up and work in the morning. But oh, you can see this creepy doll right over there. Chantel gave that to me for my birthday. It's like if you are mad, you're supposed to hit it against stuff. I can't remember what it's called, but it looks a little creepy sitting over behind my shoulder. One more thing. Oh, okay. One more thing. This, excuse me, is a very, like, there's a lot of social commentary, I think, that Jolene and I are probably going to discuss. One of the specific social commentary-isms is, excuse me, that rich people, even in this virtual world where money isn't real and like nothing, it's all virtual, having money still matters, and you won't get the same opportunities in life even in this virtual idealized world. And that is true. Like that's probably true and would happen, and people find a way to monetize everything even if there's good intentions behind the creation of something. Rich people always have an upper hand. I'd really like it if you'd move. Oh, it's 3 o'clock. I'm starting to get very sleepy. I have 2 hours until the sun rises. I think if I can make it to the sunrise, I'll be okay. I think I just need to walk around a little bit. I was trying to like walk around the apartment, but it's so small that it's like I'm just running into stuff. So I just need to make it for 2 more hours, and then I'll get the biggest second wind of my life. I know Chantel really loved Wade. I don't think I'm a fan of this little dude. I'm missing it! Oh no! There she is. Barely made it. I just got back from seeing the sun, and I think it was what I needed to put some pep in my step. I feel more awake. I'm gonna make some coffee though, because I have like 2.5 hours and I'm not as far as I feel like I need to be yet. I have like 150 pages left, but I think I can do it. I am kind of feeling meh about this right now. I don't really like Wade. I think he's kind of a whiny little baby, a little bit. I don't know. He's not doing it for me. I am still interested in the quest, but like all the friendships are gone right now, and I'm sure they'll come back. I know this is like a pretty friendship heavy story, but yeah, I'm kind of losing interest right now. Hopefully the coffee and will pick me up, and the story will pick up a little bit too. I'm definitely liking it though. I'm definitely liking it more than the Starless Sea. If anyone likes the 80s, you should definitely read this. There's so much talk, so much 80s pop culture. Hi. So it is now 2:30 the following day. I made a big mistake. I had 100 pages left at 8 in the morning, and I laid down to read them in bed, and I fell asleep for 4 hours. So I woke up at 12:30, and I finished the last 100 pages of Ready Player One. I guess this is a success. I had an intermission, a 4-hour break. So my thoughts after finishing Ready Player One. I liked reading this book more today, probably because I wasn't exhausted. I really liked this book. I think there's a lot to be talked about. There's like the obvious, reality versus virtual reality, friendships and corporate greed and climate change. Like there's a lot going on in this book, and like gender identity as well. Like that came out of nowhere. I was pleasantly surprised with the way things went, and I loved seeing the friendships unfold. I think the middle, like I loved the quest type stuff. I loved the friendships, but I think maybe just because of my own personal life experience, but I did not want to relate to Wade, kind of. Like I already think I came into this book with a preconceived idea of what I think about spending a lot of time playing video games and like spending a lot of time in virtual reality. So I think I was hesitant to really fall in love with it because of that, even though this is exploring whether it's healthy or not. It's about, with everything in life, it's all about moderation, and inherently when you have things like virtual reality, there's always going to be people who can't do things in moderation. Like with anything, it's like an addictive thing. So in some ways it's about addiction too. It was really well written. Like sometimes and this is kind of how I felt about the Starless Sea books with complicated plots, and you can't see how they're getting it from A to B. Like you can see sort of, but you don't really feel like you understand it, which is kind of what I was talking about yesterday with the Dark Tower series. In Ready Player One, I felt like I understood the plot, and Wade does this spy sort of thing, and you understand how he did it, and it makes it more relatable, and it makes you feel like it's actually possible, rather than just some really smart people did this thing, and you don't really need to worry about how it's all connected. This is no, this is how he did it, and I really liked that. So I think overall I'm giving this a 4.5. I mean, it was a great book, but I don't think it's near and dear to my heart. the way that I think it was for Chantel. Like, I think Chantel really loved the character of Wade. I could be speaking for her, but he wasn't my person. So I passed my astronomy. I passed my astronomy NEWTS. I got my E level NEWT. Good for me. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Let me know what subject you guys think I should sit for next, if I should do a 24-hour readathon again, or if I should vlog it during like a weekly vlog. Yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.